Hello everybody, and this is a special welcome to anybody who has just started on the Tascam DP24. It can be a little daunting, and a lot of these are three questions that I've been asked by some new people, and I just thought I'd share them because they are great questions, and they need to be answered. So the first one is the person's recording with drums, so they ask, should I record using the headphone jack or the line outs? If your drum set has line outs, like the one that you see, let me try to move my hand, that one there that I'm trying to point at backwards, the one that's folded up in the corner there, that one does not have a line out. It has a headphone jack. It does not have any other output on it. So that one I would have to use a headphone jack. But if you do have line outs, use the line outs. Honestly, if you're lucky enough to have an E-drum set that has like all channels and they're all coming out that you can put into your mixer, I would do that. And then what I would do then is I would just blend them down to two tracks, so you have stereo tracks, because then you have the ability to play with it a little bit more and set it up the way you want it when you're listening. So that's what I would do. That's generally what I do anyways with drums, is I will like kind of crunch them down into a smaller package so it gives me a little more tracks to use. So now the other reason why he asked about the headphone jack is because the common question that I got asked that I answered on Monday, last Monday, which is, just plugging in a stereo input or output into an input jack on the DP24. What does it do? Well, it's expecting a balanced system. So what happens is it hollows out the center. So you're not getting stereo, you're getting mono also in that case. But it hollows out the center, and then you're just left with this hollow sound. Now, honestly, I'm going to try it at some point and play with it and see what I can come up with for like using it in recording, because I think it'd be kind of neat to you're taking out the meat of the sound, and you're left with the frill, which is just anything that's different from what comes into the system. And I think it would be kind of a neat sound for maybe, I don't know, some kind of more melancholy track or something. So it will be something which I will play with at some point. It's almost like running it through a reverb system and just having the reverb and nothing else. And it's like that. And so that's the answer to that one. So yeah, if you have the ability, use the line outs, and then that will allow you to. It just gives you you get a better sound, and that's how it's designed anyways. That's what the line outs are for. So that's what I would do. Now this was a follow-up question to that question when I answered it to him. If I assign two inputs to a stereo track, does it pan them left and right? The answer is yes. It will automatically pan them left and right. I did a test back, and it doesn't matter on the input if you have them panned. Nope, doesn't matter. AB, because you have to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You can't do like AH or anything. So they have to be side by side. So in AB, so A would be left, B would be right. And same with C and D, E and F, and G and H. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. It will automatically do it for you. You don't have to fiddle with it. The only time that the panning actually does anything on the inputs is when you're doing a stereo, when you put them on the stereo bus, then it does something, because now they are acting independently. They're not getting on a track. So whereas before, whatever the track was set to, that's what they were for. But if you're running them through stereo bus, they're now independent from the system, and they will act differently. And once again, the only time you use that is when you're doing like a full mix down. So that's that question. The last one is, what do I do when I run out of tracks to record onto? Okay, well, first off, I hope that never happens. That's a lot of tracks. I know it's If you use mono tracks a lot, then yes, it does get to be a lot. So generally what I will do is, if I'm doing something such as rhythm guitars, I will stereo them. So then I will record my rhythm guitars separately on mono tracks, and then I will bounce them onto a stereo track the way that I want them to sound. That just, it saves you a lot of time. That way you have one track to deal with for your rhythm tracks as opposed to two. Now, you don't have to do that if you want them all separate. I think I did one song where I did use most of the tracks. I was actually shocked at how many tracks I used, but that is what I would do. So yeah, that's the easiest way. Or yeah, I can't think of otherwise export them, take the ones that you don't want on there anymore, just take them off, and then if you decide you want them back, then bring them back on, input them. But again, you can do that as well. Export and import works great for that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's about it. So that's my video today. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's so short. It's a really nice day out there and I want to get out again. So I will talk to you later. Bye. My mind, whenever you look at me.